Hey guys, SH here, and welcome to my new series Titanfall Weapon Guide. Today I'm going to be talking about the C.A.R. SMG, or also known as the Combat Advanced Round Submachine Gun, or also known as the C.A.R. SMG. You can unlock this submachine gun at level 34 as a primary weapon in pilot class, and this gun is one of my absolute favorite submachine gun in the game right now. Well, I'm going to talk a little bit more about it later on, but let's first jump into the stats of this weapon real quick. So the C.A.R. SMG has a damage of 66 up close until the 15 meters, and then it's going to drop down to 35 at a distance, which is around 24 meters. So it is going to take between 4 to 6 shots to kill, but generally 5 shots to kill because there's going to be a range that you're going to be engaging people mostly with. Now for the headshot, it has a headshot multiplier of 1.4, so if you can get at least 1 or 2 headshots to the enemy, you're going to get around 1 or 2 less shots to kill. So between medium and a long range where you have the minimum amounts of damage, which is 35, I would highly recommend you going for the headshot, because all that matters between medium and a long range is its accuracy and a recoil. And if you can get at least 1 headshot to the enemy, that equals 2 less shots to kill, and that can be such a critical hit to the enemy, and you are pretty much guaranteed to get that kill, period. Now for the rate of fire, it fires at 846 rounds per minute, which is pretty high, and I know there's another submachine gun called R97 Compact, which fires at 960 rounds per minute. Yes, it fires a little bit slower than the R97, but one thing to keep in mind is that this gun has a lot higher damage than the R97. And since the rate of fire isn't too significant at all between the R97 and the C.A.R. SMG, I usually go for the C.A.R. SMG more because I just like the combination between the high amounts of damage in the close range with the high rates of fire. Now for the base speed, there's nothing special to talk about, which you move at 100%, and in fact all the submachine gun and all the pistols and all the shotgun moves at 100% base speed, and everything else moves at 95% of the base speed, so just know about that. Now for recoil, it's actually pretty high. I tried to wall test and I tried to see where that recoil actually moves, and I was not able to find the exact stats of the recoil. It kicks to the left, it kicks to the right, it kicks to the upward, it kicks to the downward, it pretty much kicks everywhere. So just remember to burst fire with this weapon if you're gonna engage guys between medium and a long range, but in a close range, I don't think the recoil is gonna be mattering that much because it is a lot easier to aim. Now for the magazine size, this gun has a pretty low magazine size in terms of the submachine gun, which has 30 rounds total with 13 spare magazine, and if you put an extended mag on, it's gonna go up to 48 rounds with also 13 spare magazines. And I would actually highly recommend you going for that extended mags on, because this gun really lacks the magazine size, and if you can get the extended mag, it's gonna be pretty similar to R97 Compact. And while using this weapon, I ran out of the ammo a lot of times while fighting with the pilots, and I just got outgunned so many times. So like I said, getting an extended mag is highly recommended because this gun has a very limited magazine size. Now for the reload time, is pretty fast, which takes 1.9 seconds with loading the chamber and 2.53 seconds with empty. And if you put a fast perk on, that is a perk in the Titanfall where it basically allows you to reload faster. You're gonna get that 30% boost of the reloading speed, so it's gonna take 1.33 seconds with one the chamber and 1.77 seconds empty. I usually use the fast perk with the combination of the extended mag, and it was extremely deadly. So like I said, getting an extended mag is just highly recommended because this gun really needs the extra magazines, and you should be able to finish that pilot off before you run out the entire magazine. Now for the aim downsize time, it takes 0.2 seconds for zooming in and 0.1 seconds for zooming out. There's nothing special to talk about that, and all the submachine gun has the same aim downsize time, period. Now for the Hipfire spec, the Hipfire of the C.A.R. SMG is excellent. It is extremely good. It has a standard SMG Hipfire, and you can pretty much outgun every single people in a close range, and you can just have to Hipfire the heck out of this weapon. And also, especially in this weapon, there's an attachment called a counterweight, which allows you to maintain the same Hipfire accuracy while moving, and I would highly recommend you using that as an attachment because that's gonna make you the god of the Hipfire. I mean, if I saw a guy in the close range, I would just Hipfire the heck out of it. I wouldn't even aim down size anymore because you're getting that same Hipfire while moving just as you're standing still, and that includes while jumping too. So if you see a guy in the close range, just jump the heck out of it and just try to confuse the enemy and just Hipfire the heck out of this weapon, and you're pretty much guaranteed to get that 4-shot kill in the close range. So overall, this is a very solid gun and I had a lot of fun using it. And the reason why I recommend you getting the C.A.R. SMG over the R97 Compact is because of its combination between the damage and the rate of fire. And of course, all the SMG has its advantages and disadvantages for using it, and for this one, it is really great between close to medium range. On the other hand, the R97 has a really good advantage in the close range because of its high rate of fire, and also there's another attachment where it basically allows you to get a rapid fire in R97, and that would actually kill a guy in just a snap. On the other hand, the C.A.R SMG does not have it. So like I said, all the guns has its own advantages and disadvantages for using it. So if you want to engage guys between close to medium-ish range, I would recommend you getting the C.A.R SMG. But if you want to engage guys in a close range, I would highly recommend you going for the R97 Compact. I think that's it for the C.A.R SMG so far, so I hope you guys enjoyed this weapon guide. I hope this information was useful, and I'll talk to you guys later. Peace!